I drew this card a little bit ago because I was getting frustrated with making this video. The energy wasn't flowing and it really just felt like I kept hitting every single wall possible. Notice the card, balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon in Pisces. And it's really interesting because it talks about the flow, your creative flow and your spiritual flow. So I'm taking the universe's advice and just going to go with the flow and see where it takes us on this Mindful Monday. Hello everyone, this is Jenny Yetto from the Pixie Post, and I'm back with another Mindful Monday. So today's topic is totally different than what I was originally setting out to do. But for some reason, the flow was not there. I did 5 million takes, almost literally, of the video, and just could not get further than the intro and the first part. And I was getting more and more frustrated because I want to put valuable content out there, especially for the Mindful Monday series. And I knew I was hitting resistance. I was hitting it hard. So I decided to take a moment, look at my cards, and see what it would tell me. And as you saw in the beginning, it talked about balance between spirituality and practicality. And really what this means is finding that balance in between your everyday life and your spiritual life. And that can mean different things for different people. Some people are more religious than others. Some are not religious or spiritual at all, but still need to find that balance of some sort. And some people are all about the spirituality. I'm kind of in between. I'm not very religious, but I am very spiritual. And it really, really helps when you allow yourself to go with the flow. And it's not always easy because we got deadlines to accomplish and we got things to achieve and everyday tasks we need to take care of. And then not to mention just every little obstacle that might come out in life. And it's okay. We're not always going to be 100% in balance, but it's always a work in progress. So this is a good reminder for me to understand my own energy that I'm putting out there, as well as what I'm trying to achieve. And it's amazing what your energy can attract. I've noticed in the environment I've been in lately that most of the people I encounter are very positive, very uplifting, funny, cool to be around, very conversational, really working hard on the goals, and I'm so fortunate to be surrounded by good people like that. But there are a couple of people I do encounter on an almost everyday basis where they're very negative, they complain a lot, they might even gossip, they're always the Eeyore of the group, and it really starts dragging the others down, including myself. And it really teaches me to be mindful about my own energy. And granted, we're all going to have our days where we're feeling blah or just cannot get the mojo going. That's human. When we do this every day, we have to take responsibility for how we're emitting our energy out there, because it does affect the people around you, and actually it affects your outer reality, because anything your outer reality reflects back to you, that's what's going on inside. So if it's a chaotic hot mess that you're seeing people snapping your head off, there's something going on inside. It's not always obvious, and when you're in the moment, you're not going to think about that. You're not going to think, oh, well, it's something to do with me, it's something I need to work on. Believe me, I'm one of those people. I don't always see that in the moment either. Usually I'll see that more in hindsight. But lately I'm trying to be a little more mindful as to what kind of energy I am putting out there. And if I am triggered by an outside circumstance, I go within and see what needs to be worked on. Also, I've noticed a lot of the negative people that do put themselves out there, they tend to suck the life out of a lot of people. They are what you call energy vampires. And some people do it on purpose, and some really are not aware of it. They're just doing it subconsciously. And if you have a person or people in your life that you're not really sure that are totally negative Nancy's and that you need to cut out of your life or at least minimize your time with, there's a quick little trick you can do. Be more mindful about your interactions with them. For example, when you have a conversation with them or when you spend any type of time with them, when you walk away from that situation, pay attention to how you feel. If you feel uplifted, encouraged, excited, happy, or just really content, then you know they're okay for you. If you walk away feeling negative, drained, exhausted, maybe even irritable and want to lash out on somebody else, or maybe even be a hermit and hide away from everybody, then you know there's a negative impact. And it sounds really obvious, this little trick, but we don't always think about it when we're in the moment, going back to that. So when we start paying attention to this, we'll figure out real quick who is not a good influence for us. Now, you may say, well, I can't totally cut these people out of my life. They're in my family, or maybe they're one of my kids. It could be anybody you have to interact with. That's okay. It's fine if you can't do that. But minimize your time with them. Instead of spending all day with them, just spend a little time with them. Just spend an hour or something like that if you can't avoid it altogether. It's about protecting your own energy. And by the way, a quick disclosure, do not cut off someone just because they're having a bad day and their energy may not be as high as yours. I'm not saying that. We all have our days. We all have our times. And it's just more up to us to be more mindful of our own energy. Maybe you want to minimize your time with them as they work out that whatever they're going through. Be there for them, but also protect your own energy. Because as we're entering the autumn equinox, which is today, September 21st, we are going into a new cycle of change. We're going into the last part of 2020, where it's time to realign ourselves with the priorities that we have and really make those changes and get to work. Now is the time to do that work. Be more mindful, do your own diligence, and also do that critical thinking that you know you have deep inside. It's a time that we no longer stand down or hide. We are supposed to ignite our own power, take our own power back, but also be mindful about how we're impacting others. Because when we express our truth, it should be in a way that encourages and inspires other people. When we act out in negative energy all the time, it really can actually take away from what you're trying to express. Plus, it drags other people around you down. And that's really not what we want to do. We don't want to lower our energy frequency. We want to lift each other's energy frequency. Because that goes towards more the energy of love, more lighter energy, and that actually helps transmute everything into the light. So whether you understand all the ins and outs of energy, and I'm still learning myself, the important thing to take away from this is to be mindful of yourself and always take responsibility of the words you use, the energy you put out there, because whether you see it or not, it does affect others. And you could either help uplift others, even if you're not feeling that great that day, but still do something nice for someone else, or at least emit a nice energy, or you can drag everybody down and maybe even discourage them from their own path. And I don't think anyone wants to have an effect like that. So that's basically the video for today. It's short and sweet. Believe it or not, for me, that's really good. So anyways, I'm going to wrap up this video before I have any more noise going on. I've had everything from dogs to garbage trucks to airplanes to air conditioners. I'm surprised my neighbors didn't start stomping around, but I'm sure they will if I keep going. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you Wednesday for the empowerment through anxiety as we dive into the mental aspects of anxiety and the impacts that it has and the way we can work through that. So be on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, to know thyself is to know thy truth. Namaste. But when we're impacting somebody negatively because we are showing that in a negative way, really? It's 12:04 p.m. There's no way garbage. The garbage truck is like 4 hours late, and there we go with Discord. Somebody get me a bottle of beer. Okay, garbage truck, airplanes. That's really awesome because I was in the flow. I was in my train of thought and now I totally forgot what I was talking about. Anytime now. Anytime. Oh my god. I need a bottle of wine like that. Are we done now? I think we are. Now I can continue my video. Yay!